Welcome to part 6 of Mario Kart 8, and now, who are we going to be, I wonder?
Baby Peach.
No, let's be Rosalina.
Why is Baby Rosalina a thing as well?
Because they were really scraping the bottom of the barrel for characters.
Was there Baby Rosalina in it?
Yeah, that was what he was hovering over a second ago.
Like, why is that even
That's
a thing?
unnecessary, isn't it?
It's just such a
You
pointless
wouldn't
place.
imagine her as a baby because she's sort of like this eternal aged princess or
Yeah.
whatever.
I've heard
Is she a
someone...
queen or a princess?
Queen is
Right.
essentially a queen, I think.
Yeah.
What I don't get, like, what I don't properly understand is I know some people have actually said, and bearing in mind I haven't paid attention
Well,
to
I
the
know,
story in Galaxy, but
I
apparently having that baby form, that's caused some sort of continuity error, hasn't it?
I definitely know what she's the queen
Really?
of though. The queen of fan art.
Yeah.
How can it create a continuity error?
Well, no, something about how it's overwriting her backstory or something, but they've probably like got a point, but I just don't know enough about the
Just
Galaxy
thinking
story
about
to
it though, like the
understand.
amount of like people like hearing about Samus that come with the Zero suit, Samus. The amount of people who changed their costume as soon as that was announced. Like,
She wears heels, that's feminism.
Nah, let's not get into that. But what do we think of this truck?
Desert levels
I
never really
wasn't
catch my
really that
attention.
keen on it in GCN, like GameCube
No, it's
and Double Dash.
it's like desert levels are kind of inherently boring, and so
Yes.
there's even it's got a pretty good
Right.
track layout. I'll give you that.
I know
but-
that they don't necessarily need to do the gimmick of two like people on a cart like in Double Dash, but it would be cool as like a side thing, I guess.
Yeah, if you could have like an option
Yeah,
where you
exactly. Yeah,
could play either one person per cart or two person per cart.
it would be interesting, wouldn't it?
I would kind of like to see them revisit that actually. As long as they don't do the thing they did in Double Dash where you kind of got exclusive items based on who you had on the back of your cart, because that was kind of a dick move. Anyway, why is there a massive pool of water in a dry desert?
I don't care.
Isn't the level called Dry Desert or something? I wasn't paying attention to
False
the title screen.
advertising.
Yeah, it's Dry Desert, except for this giant lake.
You've got a space goddess driving a car, and you've got Mario having a casual race with Bowser.
Yeah, I suppose.
Even Peach is there, just casually driving with them as if it's just like a regular activity.
Yeah,
It essentially is now.
Well, it's like I love Bowser getting a letter through the door. Like, hey, I know I dropped you in lava last week, and I know you keep trying to steal my girlfriend. But do you want to come karting next week?
Yeah, alright. And then every now and then, do you want a game of golf? Yeah, alright.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I could just imagine like him and like Bowser in a pub, like, yeah, you right, mate? How you going? Like playing like snooker and like darts.
What have you been up to, Lou? Well, I'm probably going to kidnap Peach next week. It's got to be a busy week.
Bowser and Mario are actually very good friends. It's just that they often get hammered and then they get into an unreasonable...
You can imagine it though, like you on the screen, like, oh yeah, he kidnapped his girlfriend, like off screen, like, oh, how's it going, mate? Yeah. It's like, oh, same time next week? Yeah.
It's like they get drunk, they have an unnecessary argument over some random thing, and that causes Bowser to go off and
All I can
kidnap.
think, I know how he's gonna like have a go at me for this, but it's like all I can think about is in like Wreck-It Ralph when like Rio versus Ken, and they like off screen they go, do you want to go to Tapper's Bar? It's like a casual thing, and it just made me laugh.
It'll be
But I
good.
like the Metal Gear Solid reference, even though it was just brief. It
Anyway,
was
shortcut.
it was basically Wreck-It Ralph holding the exclamation mark up with a sound effect. That's basically what happens when you get caught by one of the guards.
What would be good if they do make a sequel, just like have Mario and Bowser walk past each other, just be like, you want to go karting next week?
Yeah, I think they're focusing a bit more on PC and like online gaming as well.
Oh, so is there going to be some obnoxious 14-year-old shouting homophobic insults over the mic?
Wouldn't it be funny though if the main antagonist was one of the PC master race and it's just a guy sitting behind his computer?
Well, oh fine, this only plays at 60 frames a second. I want to play it at 120 frames a second, thank you. I make fun, but I can see why people are pissed off about it.
What I like in Wreck-It Ralph is that there's a game in Wreck-It Ralph where they're basically fighting aliens and that, and one of the characters in it is at Tupper's Bar, and he's basically drunk and he's basically traumatized by having to relive the same thing every day. Just like, fighting aliens, man. Just shooting them.
Like, I feel so particularly like coin up arcade characters because their lives are literally the same shit every day, aren't they? Oh, you got money. Oh, great. You want to throw this barrel at this guy down there? Sure. Yeah, like Donkey Kong in particular, like he must be so bored. Like just sit there throwing barrels just for that's what we do.
I don't want to do this.
Well, like in to go back
I threw a barrel at him.
I threw it on the ground.
But like, one little attention to detail I like on these retro courses is the courses before we show the old. Is that
a Wii or no? It looks like a 3DS one, doesn't it?
This is a 64 one, but like the levels from before the Wii one use the old Mario Kart logo and the bands at the start.
I know why it's a 64 one because it has like Peach's Castle, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the new levels like from Wii onwards, they show the new logo. It's just like a cool little attention to detail.
Yeah.
And with this track, in the 64 one, I believe you could get into Peach's Castle and drive around a bit. You can't in this because they cut it off.
Oh.
I can't waste time now. And that's kind of a shame actually, because like you imagine that as like a place that you could do battle mode in, like Peach's Castle. That'd be pretty cool. But,
it's like looking out the windows and just see the course.
I could just imagine like Mario like, oh shit, this again, and like I can imagine him just going, oh fuck it, I don't feel like rescuing her this week. Imagine if that was just like the whole game was like, oh yeah, I can't be bothered to rescue her.
Yeah. No, he just gets the letter. He's like, no, I ain't doing it. No. She still ain't putting it out.
No, just takes the letter like, hey, Luigi, your turn.
Yeah.
But like, one thing with, I just thought about it, with this being like outside the Princess's Castle, is this racetrack what they really spend the tax money on?
Yes.
I mean,
it's just really like. Even though I can't really stand Amy Rose or Peach as like the characters, like I'd say give it to Amy more because at least she sort of has more of a personality. Yeah. I mean, she's obsessed with Sonic and that's annoying, but at least there's something to work as.
Both like, useless each.
Yeah, and then like Peach is just like, oh, rescue me. Yeah, but I'm a robot.
At least Peach doesn't actually speak.
Yeah. Well, she read out the letter from 64.
Yeah, that's bad enough.
Yeah, Mario, do you want to come over for some cake? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I like the taste of fur cake.
Oh god, we're going there, aren't we?
We are lonely.
Yeah. No, I don't have a huge list of waifus, I swear.
Okay, no, that's just a lie, Harry.
Okay, that is a lie. I'm sorry, it's not my fault that 2D girls are so adorable.
What, so you're telling me the cake is a lie?
Joke, that joke is overkill as oh fuck. So yeah, continue, that's basically what we do these days.
Yeah. We just make people brain dead now.
It's like, basically, if you're a Let's Player and you want to feel better about yourself, come watch us.
You'll instantly feel no shame.
Make people brain dead? Is that not like what me and Harry did to you?
What?
You're essentially the audience's reaction during this commentary, and we're just like the crazy fuckers.
I just feel pain.
Anyway, enough monkeying around. Let's play the Donkey Kong level. Yeah.
Do you have any glimmer or slight spirit left? Or has it been broken?
All of that was consumed when these commentaries began.
Alright.
Well, it could be worse. It could be the ones I did before you got started.
We broke him. Mission accomplished.
It was made even worse when you became part of it. Because then you were double teaming.
Yeah.
Let's reword that, please. Anyway, this is a level from 7, and there's something about the levels from 7 that mainly because I just don't think 7's that interesting overall, but I don't kind of have the same sort of relation to them that I do with levels from the other games.
So this is a 7 track.
Yeah, and what I've heard about this, because I don't know if you remember, there were like rumours and notes being passed around and out of Retro being involved in developing 7. And I think what that came down to was...
So was there
and it came down to like the 3DS version of this track reused assets from Donkey Kong Country Returns, so that's what they were crediting Retro for, because Retro made Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Alright.
So yeah, what were you saying, sir?
Yeah, with Mario Kart 7, is that when the inclusion of underwater jets and
yes, and
gliding, gliders were?
I like those additions.
They work as things, but like as the main gimmick for the game, which they kind of were in 7.
So, what would you actually rate like it? Like, what would you say about 7?
7.
I really liked it. I found it really fun.
I would say 7. It's a fun enough game in its own right, but it's probably the second weakest Mario Kart behind Super Circuit.
Alright.
I'd say Wii is
Game
far
Boy
weaker.
Advance.
What? The Wii one
I wasn't really too keen on the Wii one.
Yeah, the Wii one's good, but there's something about it does kind of feel bland at times.
I get what you mean to a degree, but I get that more with 7 than Wii. To be honest,
you're wrong.
Would you say the 64? No, one was quite weak.
No, I like 64 from what I've played of it. It's like it was held back by technology and it looks really ugly these days.
I'd say probably the advanced one. Not but forgetting the original.
Yeah, I put the Super Nintendo and advanced one kind of on the same level because like they're not really that great. Like to be honest, what they were trying to do. They were trying to do like Fluent Racer before they had the technology to do a Fluent Racer, and so
I'd say GBA. I'm not counting 7 because I haven't played it. I'd say GBA. No, SNES is the weakest. GBA. The Wii one, N64.
Wait a second, you got a
Double Dash, then the DS. I'd say.
Yeah,
you got a perfect score.
Woo! If I go like just to finish off what we were talking about, if I was like give favourites, I'd say probably 8 and also I was going to say probably Wii, just because although Wii it's a little bit on the bland side. It's kind of just a fun console racer and it feels like it's got some life to it, even if the tracks aren't all that. You know.
I suppose, but I'm just sticking with the handheld, so right DS.
Yeah, that's cool, mate.